can I just say one thing firstly? I love the name Eat Sleep Boxing Repeat.
Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Paul, and I'm delighted to be joined by Niall. Not the usual preview, obviously. Normally Elliot Grigg and myself, but Niall stepping up and filling Elliot Grigg's shoes. I'm delighted to be chatting to Niall. This is a preview for the big fight happening at Portman Road on Saturday night between Fabio Wardley, the hometown hero, and the undefeated Aussie 12-0 Justis Huni. Saturday, June 7th, big heavyweight contest, maybe world title implications going forward, maybe into next year. You know, the winner of this in a really good position going forward. And yeah, it's a fight I'm looking forward to. A part I'm looking forward to in general. So Niall, appreciate you jumping on. Guys, before we get into the video, if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. Like this video, drop in the comments your thoughts on this fight, how you see it playing out, and the topics we're about to discuss as well. So yeah, Niall, as I said, thanks for jumping on and doing this preview with me. What are your kind of final thoughts and predictions as we head into the fight night between Wardley and Huni?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Big shoes to fill anyway with filling Eddie Greek shoes, but I'll try my best. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this fight. I have to say. Of course, we're meant to get Big Baby Miller against Wardley. I think this is as good, probably if not better, than that fight. To be honest with you, in terms of a late replacement, I think Justice Huni is a fantastic late replacement. So dangerous, so highly touted, unbeaten. Credit to Uni for stepping in, but also credit to Wardley for accepting this smoke on late notice as well. I think it's an outstanding fight. I really do. We were just chatting briefly off camera there, and I said I can't bet against Fabio Wardley. I've done it before, and I'm not going to do it again. I've done it before when he faced big Fraser Clark, and he made a fool of me in that rematch. So. Yeah, Fabio Wardley, one of my favourite fighters at the minute. He's overachieved, from his background, his white collar background. He's very crude, very raw, but that's what makes him so exciting, in my opinion. And that power is a huge problem for anybody. So yeah, I think Fabio Wardley gets it done here, in my opinion. I think he might get a late stoppage, maybe between rounds 10 and 12. But as I said to you off camera, it wouldn't surprise me if Justice Uni gets it done here. I think he's a quality fighter, really fast hands, good footwork, of course, very solid boxing IQ from his own amateur background. Yeah, and can punch. I just think he likes to sit in the pocket a bit when he gets his shots off, gets his combinations off. And I think that'll play into Fabio Wardley's hands here more, but I'm gonna pick Wardley. But as I say, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if he only gets it done here. It really wouldn't.
Yeah, great analysis, mate. Intriguing battle, of course, and I echo kind of everything you've said there. You can't really. I've been a Fabio Wardley doubter in the past, but you can't really doubt him now. He's kind of his record and resume now speaks for itself, and he really is on the fringes of on the upper echelons of the world on the world scene. But I'm going, despite saying that, I'm actually going against them here, um, just because feel like feel like Justice Huni is yeah a far tougher fight than the Big Baby Miller one, in my opinion. In the sense that he's more of a mover, better boxing IQ, as you said, that amateur pedigree. The one that I kind of look at is the Kevin Lorena one. Like Kevin Lorena gave Dubois fits, had him on the deck a few times, was close to beating him. Rooney won a fairly wide unanimous decision against Luna. Showed his boxing ability as well as obviously, as you mentioned, being a big puncher. And I think that he'll get this done on points. Would his stoppage surprise me? No. Equally, I think if it's a big if, but if Huni can navigate the first 4, 5, 6 rounds, I think it's his fight to lose. Um, but that's easier said than done. So if we're sitting here, or if we're in the group chat and we've just witnessed the Fabio Wardley early stoppage, am I going to be surprised? Not one bit. So it is one of them. I am picking Justice Huni to win. I think he's the better all round fighter, or maybe the power advantage, obviously with Wardley and the spitefulness. But in terms of actual boxing and skill set and IQ, I feel like Justice Huni is the better fighter, so I am going with him. Yeah, just before we round off, a couple of talking points I want to ask you about now. Do you believe that either of these men could ever go on to become world heavyweight champion, or is it too difficult to say right now?
It is quite difficult to say, not now. I don't think they can because there's a man who seems to be unbeatable at the top. But then again, how long does Usyk have left at the top? Not too long, you'd imagine. Of course, he has a big fight with Daniel Dubois coming up. I expect him to beat Dubois, but it's not going to be too long before those belts start getting fragmented, you'd imagine. When Usyk kind of does step aside, which can't be too far away, and I think they could at least challenge for world titles. Huni, we mentioned, solid technical fighter, good amateur background, good power, quick hands, good footwork. Wardley, absolutely raw, unadulterated power, aggressive. Um, Wardley does have kind of a lot of shortcomings, as we know, understandably, with his background. But the power and the aggression and the durability, they are kind of attributes that will get you a long way in a division that's not the best outside of the kind of top three or four quality operators. So, yeah, I definitely do think they can challenge for world titles eventually when the belts start getting split up. Of course, it's an interesting question of who they get matched up against for them belts, but I definitely do think they could challenge for world titles, and with a favourable opponent, I definitely think they could maybe pick up a vacant title or one of those belts that have been split up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it being anytime soon either. Like, I think, well, both of them, I could see both of them in a world, whether it be in 2026 or even further on. Like, Hooney's only 26 years of age, Morley's still a young man as well, got years left. So, like, I do believe both will definitely challenge for a world heavyweight title. In terms of winning one, that'll be obviously more tricky. It depends on the landscape, I suppose. Depends what happens with Usyk. Obviously, there's talk of, if Usyk's to retire, will Fury and Joshua fight for a belt? Well, Daniel Dubois is still young. He might pick up a load of belts. You've got Moses Itaima, other names coming through as well. So it is going to be it's going to be a competitive division at the top end. So yeah, um, uh, it's hard to say whether I think they would win one, but I think they'll definitely challenge. Just before we round off, mate, really quickly, really quickly, tell me in 10 seconds or less, if they were to fight tomorrow, who wins, Fabio Wardley or Moses Itaima?
Oh, that's a big question. I'm gonna go with Talma. I know I said I can never bet against Wardley, but if there's one heavyweight that I'm actually higher on at the minute than Wardley, it probably is Moses Talma. I think Moses Talma is destined for the top. He has age on his side, and yeah, I'm gonna go with Talma, but it's a tough question to be honest with you. Yeah, if they were to fight tomorrow, I'd say Moses Talma, but I wouldn't
Yeah,
be confident on that at all.
yeah, me too. I think I'm very high on Moses Itaima right now as well, and yeah, I think he's just incredible. To be honest, I think he could be our next heavyweight star. From these shores, from UK shores. So I mean, yeah, he's the one for me, and I would pick him to beat Fabio Wardley right now. And I feel like people are maybe going to say I'm a Fabio Wardley hater. I don't think I've ever backed him to win, but but no, in all seriousness, I think just most of the time it could be different gravy going forward. But we shall see. Hopefully, these are fights we all get in the future, mate. But yeah, thanks very much for jumping on, Niall. Appreciate that. Enjoyed that preview, guys. Let us know in the comments your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us on all socials as well, and yeah, hit the like button too. Thanks very much for joining me. Now, speak to you again soon.
Cheers, take care.